In a world overflowing with distractions, half-truths, and emotional chaos, the ability to think clearly has never been more valuable or more difficult to attain. Every day, we are bombarded with information, forced into snap judgments, and pulled in 1,000 different directions. Yet, those who rise above the noise, those who can cut through the mental clutter and see reality as it is, gain an almost superhuman advantage. Clear thinking is not a gift we are born with, it is a skill, one that must be trained and sharpened like a sword. It is the difference between being controlled by emotions or controlling them, between making decisions out of impulse or wisdom. The Stoics understood this well. They knew that if the mind is in turmoil, everything else follows suit. But how do we achieve this level of clarity? How do we stop our thoughts from running in circles? How do we cut through illusions and see the truth? The answer lies in a structured approach, one that combines ancient wisdom with modern techniques. In this guide, we uncover the secrets of clear thinking through stillness, perspective, discipline, and focus. Each chapter will bring you closer to mastering your own mind, making you not only a better thinker but a stronger and more capable human being. The battle for clarity begins now. Chapter 1: The Power of a Still Mind. The Stoics understood that a calm and collected mind is the foundation of clear thinking. When our thoughts are frantic, our judgment becomes clouded, and our decisions become reactionary. The ability to still the mind is not a luxury, it is a necessity. A cluttered mind is like a stormy sea. Imagine trying to navigate a ship through crashing waves and heavy winds. It's nearly impossible to see the path ahead. But when the sea is calm, every rock and reef becomes visible, allowing for precise and deliberate movement. Clarity isn't about having all the answers, it's about creating an internal environment where the right answers can emerge. One effective way to cultivate a still mind is through controlled breathing. When overwhelmed, take a slow breath in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, then exhale for 4. This technique slows the heart rate and signals the body to relax, creating space for rational thought. Breathing is the bridge between body and mind, and mastering it allows us to regulate our mental state. Try box breathing, inhaling, holding, exhaling, and holding again for 4 seconds each. Repeat this cycle for a few minutes and observe how your racing thoughts begin to settle. While journaling may seem unappealing or unnecessary to some, it remains one of the most powerful tools for mental clarity and emotional discipline. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, journaled not to document events, but to examine their own minds, regulate emotions, and maintain clarity. Journaling helps confront and discipline the mind. It turns swirling thoughts into structured patterns, allowing you to see order within chaos. A simple but powerful practice is brain dumping, writing down everything on your mind without filtering, then categorizing those thoughts into concerns, tasks, and reflections. This transforms mental noise into structured clarity. Another journaling technique is thought distancing. When negative or intrusive thoughts arise, write them down as though they belong to someone else. Frame them in the third person to gain emotional distance and objective insight. This method is especially effective for reducing anxiety and regaining mental control. You can pair it with meditation or mindfulness exercises, spending a few quiet minutes observing your thoughts like passing clouds, training your mind to identify emotional patterns and reduce impulsive reactions. Over time, this builds the ability to separate thoughts from immediate emotions, helping you make calmer, wiser decisions. A deeper journaling method is Stoic reflection. At the end of each day, answer 3 questions. What did I do well today? What could I have done better? What will I do differently tomorrow? This daily exercise promotes self-awareness and reinforces long-term behavioral growth by revealing patterns in your successes and mistakes. For added clarity, reflect on specific challenges and how you could have approached them using Stoic principles. Journaling is also a tool for learning. Writing down insights or philosophical lessons forces you to process and internalize them. History's greatest thinkers were devoted note-takers for this reason. To elevate journaling even further, try dialogue journaling. Write as though you're having a conversation with a mentor, philosopher, or future self. Ask questions. Answer them. This opens the door to deep self-exploration and clarity in decision-making. A journal is not just a habit, it is a companion for growth, a mirror of your mental state, and a guide to clearer, more disciplined thinking. Used consistently, it becomes a lifelong ally in the pursuit of wisdom and clarity. Chapter 2: Separating Emotion from Logic. Emotions are powerful. They fuel passion, creativity, and connection, but they can also distort reality and cloud rational thought. The Stoics did not suggest suppressing emotion. Instead, they taught us to understand our emotions and prevent them from governing our decisions. Seneca wisely noted, "A raging storm cannot last forever, neither can human emotion." When emotions lead, assumptions take over. But when logic guides us, we see the fuller picture. This applies to every aspect of life: relationships, interactions, daily frustrations. We often react too quickly, forming judgments before we have all the facts, and emotions intensify this tendency. To prevent this, apply the pause and assess method. When a strong emotion arises, pause. Recognize the feeling without acting on it. Label the emotion. Just the act of naming it creates psychological distance and gives space for objective analysis. Then assess: is this reaction justified? Am I making assumptions? What is the most rational response? Another valuable tool is the October 10 rule. Ask yourself, how will I feel about this in 10 minutes? In 10 months? In 10 years? This shifts your perspective from short-term emotion to long-term wisdom. To deepen this practice, try the October 10 journaling method. At the end of each day, reflect on emotional responses you had and apply the rule retroactively. This helps train your mind to automatically assess emotional weight and long-term impact, reducing impulsivity over time. Mindfulness meditation is one of the most effective tools for separating emotion from logic. The Stoics practiced a version of this through daily reflection. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and observe your thoughts as they arise and pass, without judgment or attachment. With time, your brain learns to process emotions more calmly and rationally. These methods are not about becoming emotionless, they are about using emotions as information, not as commands. They help align you with the Stoic ideal of rational thought. Intelligence means using feelings as information, not commands. In doing so, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideal of clear, rational thought. With consistent practice, these strategies become second nature, allowing you to navigate life with greater wisdom, patience, and clarity. Chapter 3: The Art of Asking the Right Questions. The quality of our thinking is determined by the quality of our questions. Socrates, one of history's greatest philosophers, was renowned for his method of questioning, which forced people to examine their assumptions. "An unexamined life is not worth living," he famously declared. If we accept information at face value without questioning it, we become prisoners of ignorance. Learning to ask better questions is the key to unlocking clearer, more insightful thinking. Questions shape our perspectives, influence our decisions, and guide our understanding of the world. When faced with a challenge, the way we frame our inquiry dictates the solutions we uncover. For example, if we ask, "Why is this happening to me?" we place ourselves in the mindset of a victim. But if we ask, "What can I learn from this?" we shift toward empowerment and growth. Similarly, asking, "What are the real consequences of each of my options?" helps us move beyond emotional reactions and into rational decision-making. A simple but powerful exercise is to take any major decision you're facing and generate at least 5 different questions about it. This expands your perspective and helps uncover hidden solutions. For instance, rather than merely asking, "Should I take this new job?" consider, "What are the long-term benefits of this choice? How will this decision impact my personal growth? What risks am I overlooking, and would my future self regret not taking this opportunity?" Reframing the problem from multiple angles forces deeper and more critical thinking. Another effective technique is to engage in a Socratic dialogue with yourself. Write down a question.